Last week I launched an email campaign that booked me 3 sales calls the first day. Currently it's sitting at almost 4% reply rate, with more than half of those replies being positive, and only 8% of the sequence has finished. If you ask me, that's truly insane. I actually have a sales call scheduled that I'll take right after I finish filming this video. So let me jump on the computer and share exactly how I set this campaign up so you could copy me and book calls literally today. And I'm not even exaggerating. Okay, so here in Salesforge, just go over to your sequences and click create new sequence. Now, well, this is a successful sequence that I've been talking about yet. If you want me to showcase and go over it exactly, the copy, everything, follow-ups, just let me know down below, like and subscribe to the video. If you get like a certain amount of likes, I'll know that you guys do want me to make a video about this sequence, and then I'll share the email copy, the follow-ups, everything. But now let's go ahead and create a new sequence. Now, if you still don't have leads, if you don't know how to scrape them, I suggest you just take a look at one of these videos right here. I'll add a thumbnail, I'll link them down there, down in the description. But this video is just going to be the sequences, right? Building a sequence. So once you're in Salesforge, go to the sequences, create new sequence, add a name. First sequence, select your product that you're going to be using. Basically what you need a product for is for AI to use your product information together with your prospects information to craft personalized emails, right? All entirely written by AI without you needing to interfere. Basically this way, all of the emails you send will be unique. So if you want to do that, just create and add a new product. Select the language you want to send the sequence to be in, basically what kind of language AI should generate the content in. Now you can also have a multi-language sequence setting to basically reach out in your prospects' native language. So if they're in Lithuania, you'll reach out in Lithuanian, and this immensely increases the reply rate and everything, right? So once you go further, just add your context. Let's select Frank, as I always do for examples. Add Frank, and what you'll see then is that you can validate those emails that you added right in the platform itself. So this option will save you a lot of time going back and forth different apps, right? If you were doing it that previously, and you can just upload all of the leads and validate them right here in the app. And what you'll see when you validate the emails is this little new tab that Salesforce just introduced. Of course, you see all the safe emails, the spam traps. You should reach out only to the safe ones. But of course, what you'll also see is, again, this little tab. This showcases what kind of mailboxes you're going to be reaching out to. So I added Frank. Frank has Google Workspace account, but you'll also see people from Outlook, Zoho, Yahoo, all the other email service providers. So if you have terrible deliverability with, let's say, Gmail, just don't send emails to them, right? And you can this way kind of use this as a safety net, right? Again, to filter out the mailboxes that you have terrible deliverability for. Like, for example, Outlook, they do no longer accept emails from domains that are not older than a year old, right? So you might as well just turn them off so they wouldn't destroy your whole email campaign, because if you go to spam on Outlook, your mailbox reputation will fall, your domain reputation will fall, yada yada, and this kind of makes a snowball effect and destroys everything, right? So you do that, you select your leads, and then you go to build your email campaign. Now this is where it gets interesting. For the subject line, I suggest you don't do quick question, you don't do company name, ex-company name, partnership. Don't do this kind of subject lines. Now I'm not here to give you email copy advice. In this video, I have plenty of videos talking about that. I'm just going over the campaign, but add something that's actually relevant to your prospect and to your email, because the subject line is subject line. It means subject. You talk about the subject. In short, what is the email about? Email marketing, right? Content creation, whatever it is, right? Just make it nice, relevant. Don't make it look like a sales email. Quick question. You don't send that to your professor asking for homework, right? So you wouldn't send that to anyone. They know that it's not genuine, it's not real. You're doing cold outreach. It's a sales email. Go away, go to the spam, right? That's what your prospect will be thinking. That's what they'll do. Just report you to the spam. Now for the copy, again, I'm not here to give you the email copy, but use the auto spin text feature to increase your deliverability by spin texting your text. You can insert some custom variables, or you can just fully generate the email with AI. Now, if you do that, you'll need a fallback template right here, whatever you would like to be sent if AI fails because you did not include the LinkedIn profile, or if it was missing or something, the website information from your lead, right? So it will use this template if the AI cannot generate content because there's missing information, right? But if you do use AI, it will be much easier for you because everything will be generated for you. You know, the AI copy, the personalization, the first sentence, right? It will be personalized, an icebreaker, offer will be personalized, CTA, probably even social case studies and case studies, right? And everything, right? So this can help a ton of you to launch campaign much faster and have better results, because writing great email copy by yourself takes thousands of tries, tests and everything, and sending and blasting emails to so many leads that just getting to spam basically. So this can save a lot of blood, sweat and tears. So I do suggest you use this. You can again turn on dynamic languages here if you want an email to be sent in your recipient's language. Then what I suggest you should also do is add a new step for the follow-up and add another follow-up. So in total, I do 2 follow-ups. Here you can add some valuable information, and then lastly you can hear what I would do is kind of like a breakup email, right? Add either more information or share whatever I was asking for permission to share. So for example, if in the initial email I'm saying, hey, this is what I did for that company, would you like to see? Then what I would do in the second email, I could be like, well, here it is, you know, I guess I'd just send it anyways. And then lastly, you could say, well, I guess it's not the right time to reach out to you or something, or something like that. Basically, again, I'm not giving you copy advice here. I'm just showing you how to set this up. And another important thing, if you write your email copy manually, check right here, spam check. What this does is showcases the potential of your email going to the spam folder. Because if you include terrible words like sell, money, price, guarantee, and all of that stuff, it might set this kind of filter off, basically showcasing you that you have commonly used spam words. So basically this will help you edit the copy right in Salesforge, so you could make sure you're not gonna use those terrible words and basically go to spam. And amongst other things like links, images, emojis, right? Spin tags, all of these things add up. And if you fix everything, it should be better, right? So, and after you do that, you'll see the AI preview. What AI will do now is generate the email based on your prospect's information and your product information, right? So it generated this quick email for Frank, kind of mentioning what he's doing is using AI to max out sales pipeline, which is super relevant because that's what Frank is doing, kind of creating Agent Frank and all of that stuff. And it's using my product information, which is VidRain, that creates content, right? And as you can see, it did that perfectly. Affordable content creation on demand. So your competition crushing hobby might just meet its match, right? So that's amazing. Maybe it would have been better because my product information isn't that great. I just set it up to have it as an example, right? But what you can do, you can see as well a super relevant and funny actually personalization here because Frank is a heavy coffee drinker, right? So what you can do there is view other email examples generated by AI or just regenerate. Let's see what happens if you do regenerate, all right? Yeah, we got another email, and you basically can do this or just go ahead and then adjust the tone if you don't like the email till you get what you like. Now, if you go to the schedule, I suggest you send it in your prospect's time zone, for example, New York, whatever it is, if they're from USA, if they're from UK, so they would get the email once they're active, you know, so the email doesn't get buried between all the other emails. And once you figure this out, what I do is I don't send on Saturdays, but maybe you can test it out and it could be actually better for you because some people do work on weekends. And lastly, what I want to share the kind of most important part, I'd say, is the settings. This is where a lot of people go wrong. As you can see here, you have track open rate and it says not recommended. And that's for a reason, because open rate tracking kind of diminishes or destroys your deliverability rate by including a tracking pixel in each email you send. So I highly suggest you don't do that. I haven't been doing that for a while. The only thing you need to track performance of your campaigns is just the reply rate. And you see the reply rate if anyone replies. If no one replies, then you can turn on open rate tracking to see if your emails are getting even opened or delivered, and then you can edit your subject line or something. But I totally do not recommend tracking this. I also recommend turning this off, right? Because you don't need to track anything, and turning this on so you would send emails as plain text only. That also increases the deliverability, which makes your emails more likely to land in the primary inbox, right? And not go to the spam folder. What I also suggest you turn on is Bounce Shield. This is kind of exclusive setting on Salesforge where your recipient's email will be tested against kind of compared to all the other emails in the database of the bounces that have happened on the platform itself, right? So if, for example, I sent out an email to Frank Saunders and the email bounced, when you're going to be using Salesforge and if you try to reach out to the same email, you will basically not reach out to that email because the app knows that it's gonna bounce, so it kind of saves you from the bounce. Now for the multi-threading option, it's kind of optional. If you want to stop sending emails to the domain, you can do that. I don't do that often, but it's kind of optional, right? And other stuff as well, kind of optional. Like if you want to include these things, they could help you reduce spam rate. If you see you have a higher spam rate, like more than 0.1%, more than 0.3%, then you might want to include these. But again, these, if you include links, it might influence your deliverability. And these ones as well, kind of, you kind of do with plain text because you will need to track stuff. So that's basically it. What you need to have a great campaign, to launch a great campaign and get the results that you saw me getting right here with that almost 4% reply rate, 37 people replied. I booked like, I don't know, basically a lot of calls, right? And the campaign is not even finished, and hopefully I'm not late. No, I'm not late to the call yet, so I've got some time till I go to the call. So basically that's that. If you want me to review this whole campaign, showcase what I sent, the email copy and everything, please let me know down below. If you want to check out more videos about how to write email copy or how to get leads, I suggest you take a look here. Subscribe and have a good one. Bye.